Hello and welcome to yet another exciting and scintillating session of the Positivity Project. My name is Dheeraj Singh. It gives me great pleasure to be introducing to you His Holiness Tenzin Kunzan Jigme. He's the 7th Taklung Matul Rinpoche. Rinpoche, as you know, is a precious one in the Tibetan language, and he is indeed a precious disciple and a proponent of the Buddhist technique and the Buddhist Tantra meditation techniques of the Tibetan style. He has been personally trained by His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and today he's going to lead us into something which is known as the Shamata meditation, and this special technique helps you keep a sharper mind and sort of overcome all the distractions of your modern everyday life. So over to you, Your Holiness.
Thank you so much, Dheeraj, for the introduction. Thank you, Positivity Project, for giving me this opportunity and platform to be able to share a few things about meditation. So first, before we actually do meditation together, I was hoping that we could do ulam vilam together, and to do that, you can just press your thumb against your ring finger like this, and left hand goes down to the knee, face down like this. Right hand going across your face, blocking the left nostril like this. And breathe in, and as you breathe in, you'll make a fist out of your left hand. Like that. And after you have inhaled, you'll be switching from blocking the left nostril to now blocking the right nostril. Release the air as well as the fist at the same time. After that, right hand goes down to the knee, face down. Left hand going across our face, blocking the right nostril. And breathe in, and as you breathe in, you'll make a fist out of your right hand this time. After you breathe in, you'll be switching from blocking the right nostril to now blocking the left nostril. Release the air as well as the fist at the same time. At the end, you will place both the hands down on the knees, face down like this. Breathe in, and as you breathe in, you will make a fist out of both your hands this time. Once you have breathed in, now you can release the air as well as the fist at the same time. I know it's not always easy to remember all the intricacies right away, but let's try to do it together and see how it goes. Once again, Once more. With that, we will sit up straight, our head slightly nodding inwards, lowering the gaze so that we can see the tip of our nose. We are not required to look at it though. As far as we can see our nose, that should be fine. We'll place one hand on top of the other and place it comfortably in our laps like this. We'll keep our mouths slightly open so that the lips are not touching each other. Tongue slightly rolled up so that the tip of the tongue touches the upper palate, close to inner upper teeth, somewhere there. With that, we'll breathe in and out comfortably and completely relaxed. We'll try to take a deep breath as we breathe, so that our tummy moves back and forth a little bit as we inhale and exhale, so that the breathing is much deeper, not a shallow breathing at all. Once our breathings are normalized and stable, that is the good time that we are now going to focus or concentrate on our breathing. At this point, we are entering into nowness by leaving our past behind, future forward, and all we have now at this point of time is the nowness. And we should find ourselves at this point of time at the doorstep of nowness, so to speak. And through the help of breathing that is happening right now, and that is the only thing happening, to be precise, at least in that very concentrated mind of ours that is now completely submerged and immersed with our breathing. Don't worry if you find yourself being distracted over and again, but every time, as soon as you realize and recognize that you have been distracted, come back to the breathing that you're trying to concentrate on immediately, and start concentrating on it, start focusing on it. With that in mind, as this is, I believe, sufficient preparation we have undergone to do the actual meditation, so to speak. So now I'll ring this gong and we'll continue to meditate for 3 minutes. And like we spoke earlier, as soon as you get distracted and as soon as you realize that you have been distracted, come back to the point of meditation again and continue doing the meditation, which is in this case concentrating on your breathing. And through that you are actually entering into the nowness and creating yourself a huge space in that nowness and the present moment that we have. So let's do the meditation for 3 minutes, and after 3 minutes I'll ring the gong again, and you have 1 minute break, and during the break you can sip of water if you have one, and you can stretch if you need to. But even during that moment, try not to get distracted and try to be in that very present moment that you felt during the actual meditation. During the meditation duration of meditation time. So let's do that, and let's try to go back and forth from to and from the meditation several times, and I'll just remind you every time by ringing the gong. So this time when I ring the gong, please do the meditation, and then I'll ring the gong again to when it is time to take a break. Thank you very much. This particular meditation technique is known as Shamata. What we are trying to do is we are trying to develop two very important aspects of our mind, namely the clarity and stability. The problem in our day-to-day ordinary life is that we experience both clarity and stability not at the same time, but at a different time. For instance, when we are extremely distracted, our minds are very clear. But that aspect of clarity at the time of distraction is not very useful, mainly because there is no stability. Mind behaves more like a monkey, jumping from one tree to another. And that is why the clarity aspect of the mind at that point of time is not very useful. On the other hand, when we feel groggy, when our mind is dull, there is a level of stability, but that stability again is not very useful because the mind is dull. So therefore, what we are trying to do here with the Shamata meditation technique is try to bring these two very important elements of the mind, namely clarity on one hand and stability on the other, and try to combine them together so that it becomes the foundation of doing something that may not be possible in our ordinariness, so to speak. That is why we are actually trying to train our mind into maintaining both clarity and stability at the same time. And there are 9 different stages. I'm not gonna go into them, but there are 9 different stages, and eventually on the 9th you obtain this incredible power of mind where it is very clear, like a clear butter lamp, but at the same time it is very stable, like there is no wind blowing the lamp from any direction. So it is clear and it is stable. So according to Buddhist understanding, this foundation of Shamata is extremely important, because on that foundation you are able to develop what we call wisdom. Wisdom is thought to be, if you take an analogy to it, it is more like the lotus flower. Although it grows out of mud, it is never contaminated by the mud. So likewise, wisdom is not contaminated by our ordinary thinking, our ordinary emotions, because it is not contaminated by our negative thoughts and emotions that we ordinarily experience from time to time. This wisdom, or this lotus-like wisdom, then serves the foundation, serves serves as a very important tool in terms of understanding reality. So that is the reason. And going back to the shamatha meditation, when you are trying to concentrate on your breathing, what you are trying to do is you are maintaining the clarity aspect. Although you get distracted from time to time, as long as there is a clarity in our ordinary situation, it always associates with a level of distraction. So we are trying to get rid of the distraction, remove the distraction by completely focusing on the breathing and being totally and completely with the breathing. You are trying to develop some level of stability. And that is what we are trying to do basically. And with that we will go back to doing this particular meditation once again, and let's try to do the same as we did before. We'll go back and forth to and from meditation for 3 minutes, taking 1 minute break each time, and let's do it together once again. So don't worry if you get distracted in between. And one of the methods to not get distracted, and even if you get distracted, to notice immediately that you are being distracted, is to count the breathing, as in inhalation and exhalation. 1 inhalation, exhalation, 2 inhalation, exhalation, 3, all the way till 5. After that, you will come back to counting from 1 again. Once you don't have the number, it is very clear that you are being distracted. And you don't have to really figure out whether or not you are being distracted. It is very clear that you have been distracted. So it's very easy to catch the distraction right away, because sometimes we get distracted when we try to do meditation, and time passes but we don't notice. That happens too quite often. So in order to save us from that danger, we can also count the breathing, but that is only going to be a temporary method. After we kind of become good at catching distraction, we'll try to be with the breathing rather than counting them, because sometimes counting might get might become the source of distraction. So it defeats the purpose. So you can do that too, but let's try anyway once again. And I'll ring the gong, and once I ring the gong, that is the good time to do the meditation, and you know what happens. So let's do it again. Thank you very much. During the Shamata meditation, you are using two very important elements of this meditation, namely mindfulness and vigilance. Mindfulness is the kind of like a memory that is able to retain the kind of like an awareness that is able to retain for a duration of time, that is mindfulness. And when you are mindful about breathing, for instance, you are able to stay aware of the breathing for a duration of time, and that is extremely important element of this particular meditation. And the other element is what we call vigilance. Vigilance is the ability or the sensitivity to recognize whenever you get distracted. Because sometimes if your vigilance is not very strong, you may get distracted for duration of time without you realizing it. So that is also thought to be an obstacle to this particular meditation. So in order to escape from that danger of, being distracted and not recognizing, you have to have the sensitivity towards recognizing distraction as it takes place, if possible immediately. And that is why vigilance is also important. And with these two tools, you are able to go through different stages. I spoke about having 9 different stages. The 9th stage is known as the balanced meditation, where you have both clarity and stability of an equal amount, and just because the mind is clear, you don't get distracted. But just because your mind is stable, the mind doesn't get dull as well, which is a danger in an ordinary situation. That's why balanced kind of meditation is extremely important. And like we spoke about earlier, on that foundation, once you have that foundation, it is unlikely that your ordinary negativity, the ordinariness, as I call it otherwise, which is, us being ordinary, kind of holds us back into our ordinariness. And therefore, there is no way that we are able to transcend beyond our ordinariness. And the danger of that is we might not be able to understand some of the hidden potential of ours. According to Buddhism, we call it Buddha nature, which also means that we have the ability to become enlightened ourselves. But in our ordinariness, we don't realize that. We don't look at ourselves as a capable being of removing some of the negativities that we feel and think are inherent, and therefore are not going to, not possible to remove from our mental continuum. So So that's why it serves a great foundation to transcend beyond our ordinariness. And thus we spoke about wisdom that is unpolluted by our ordinary negativities, thoughts and emotions. And once this pristine wisdom is developed, that is the time when we are able to leap forward into different mental dimension that we have never imagined might exist. So for a starter, it's a very good practice, because it has a long-term goal, as well as in the short term benefit. I think we are able to obtain some kind of sharpness and clarity immediately, and also it comes along with a level of stability. So it's a great meditation, and it actually helps us get rid of some of our anxieties and stress and all the related problems. So it's a very good method of rejuvenating ourselves, and not only that, also healing ourselves as well, because self healing is what we need. And when we are going through difficult times such as these, where we suffer from huge amount of uncertainty, there is a great amount of anxiety that people feel and experience, and also stress. And it is very good to kind of bring ourselves together so that we can go forward from here and do something creative that would not only help ourselves but hopefully help many others as well. So in this kind of situation, I think it is meditation such as Shamata is not only relevant but necessary. So with that note, I thank you all for organizing such a great platform, and congratulations to all of you who have actually brought about a lot of changes in other people's life. And I really pray that this project continues and achieve great success later on, and greater success. And with that note, I would like to thank you, all the participants who took their time to do meditation here with us. And thank you everyone. Thank you so much.
Vijayo tata